Hello, I'm Mike Davidson, trombone teacher at the University of Kansas, and I'm going to give you a short practice tip. Hopefully this will help you get better. One of the things that trombonists must do, well, any wind instrumentalist must do, is move air through and between the notes. If we don't do that, then we're really not keeping that air moving in a relentless manner. And the first way you can tell whether or not you're doing this is if you just do a regular glissando. If you can do that, then that is moving air relentlessly through and in between notes. But if your glissando sounds like this, well, you're not really doing that. You can hear that there's kind of hiccups in there. And so you want to be very careful that it sounds like the first one. I'm letting the slide do the work. If we make the tube longer, the sound goes lower, and of course, if we make the tube shorter, the sound is going to go higher. So let the instrument do the work for you. There was a man in the Chicago Symphony named Vincent Chikowitz. He wrote out some things called flow studies, which basically were some kind of expanding scale or whatever, and he wanted his students to play them without any articulation at all. And we can do flow studies on just about anything. If any of you out there are using the Remington warm-up studies, you've probably done this exercise. Something like that. You can at first do that as a flow study. Making sure that you're getting to the position that you're moving air all the time. Notice the difference. Here's one where I stop the air between notes. Right. Here's one where I stop the air in between the partials. We don't want either of those. Then when we add an articulation, that air is continuing to be constant through, and the tongue just indents the air. It does not stop it. You can do this, honestly, this kind of an exercise, moving relentless air on anything. Scales, here's one. And if you continue that through on any kind of scale, it's going to be really helpful to you, I think, especially in the upper register. If you rely on the air moving a little faster, it really will help you. Sometimes if you take the tongue out of the equation, you may find some answers to maybe some of the problems that you're seeking. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of Bordoni number 3, and I'm going to do it first as a flow study, and then I'm going to do it as written with articulation. notes, any of the natural slurs that I encountered in here, any lip slur, I would just do them the same way I did when I was smearing it all the way through. I'll mention one other thing about legato, and that is legato tonguing. When we play in a legato style, sometimes we tend to move the slide slower. And if that happens to you, you're going to hear this, which may be why you developed, because your band director may have been fussing at you about the glissandi. Okay, here's a better solution. I played the rhythm, or the beginning of each note, and I had to do it in rhythm. And if you had been watching my slide very carefully, I think for most of the time you could have been taking some kind of rhythmic dictation with what I was doing. And if I apply that then, playing that opposite practice, playing it very short and not moving the slide until I play the next note, okay, then if I apply that to legato, it's going to be better. Here it is. See what I'm talking about. Those are long notes. If you're writing down the rhythm and you saw every time I moved my slide, you'd be able to probably tell the note durations that I was making. So practice a little bit of opposite practice, very short. You can do that with scales, and you can do it as a prep this way. I'm going to play a B flat scale twice. Here's the second way. I'm going to move right when I need to, not before. And if I played that legato, you'd see that I'm moving right at the exact time. So anyway, I hope this helps your legato practice. I hope this helps. Doing some glissandi will help you with maybe keeping your